Hello and welcome to Atlantic Fleet. And well, in the previous videos there have been some petitions for me to play the campaign, or one of the campaigns at least. And I'm going to do so. I'm actually going to start a Let's Play Atlantic Fleet series with the campaign. I'm going to do the British one, and well, we are going to see how the campaign system works, and well, how do we do indeed. Now the campaign system, I'm going to put continue. I have done the first, second, third, and fourth mission, and that's because the first missions are not really demanding. They are, for instance, the first mission is just you versus a freighter. The second one is also you versus a freighter, a bigger one. The third mission is against one raider merchant, and it's also pretty easy for a single destroyer to complete. The fourth one is versus a torpedo craft, which is like a very small destroyer. So with a normal destroyer, yeah, you can easily do it. Now the next mission is a little bit more evolved because it's myself versus two destroyers and a freighter. I had completed the previous missions, the first missions, with the Icarus, which is an I-class British destroyer. But of course, if I'm going against two enemy destroyers, I want something bigger. And I have used my prestige to buy a cruiser, the Jamaica, which is a... Let me show you, it's a town class cruiser. The destroyer I have is one like this. It's an I-class destroyer with 4.7 inches guns, 8 torpedoes, no 10 torpedoes actually, and a top speed of 35.6 knots. And I have purchased well, it's actually a Fiji class cruiser, but it's really similar to the town class light cruiser. These have 12 6-inch guns, some torpedoes, are reasonably well armored for a cruiser, and they are pretty fast, 21.5 knots. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. Now, if you are wondering how does the campaign work, the campaign is a system where you go by missions, you complete missions. The more stars you get in a mission, the more reward you get. Reward you use to purchase ships for later scenarios. The ships you purchase, you keep. So whatever ship I purchase for this mission, I still have for mission 2 if it survives. If it's sunk, you lose it. You can repurchase it, but that costs renown. So it's a matter of being careful of not losing ships, using your prestige wisely, not to, or your renown, which is called actually, and use it wisely to purchase the right ships, not losing them, and keeping them alive for later scenarios. The later scenarios grow to be really complicated, or so I have read. In the German campaign and around mission 10, I'm doing really fine. In the British one, we'll see how we do. For now, let's start going versus Z1 Leverett Mag or Mass, and Z2 your Thiele, and a large freighter. We are going to use Jamaica. I'm tempted to bring Icarus as well. No, I might lose it, and I don't want to. I mean, with a cruiser, it's more than enough to deal with this. So let's get started. We begin the battle. We have them in front, just in front of us. We are going to target Z2. We are going to give a command of flank. We are going to give an order to full starboard rudder. And yeah, let's get going. Okay, we only have the 4 turrets unmasked currently. Zooming a little bit. Wind is coming from starboard, it's wind blowing towards port, so I'm going to adjust slightly to the right. Okay, target elevation says 21 degrees. Again, it's the first time we are shooting, so we are not completely sure. We are going to swap for high explosive ammunition because those are the almost unarmored destroyers. And there we go. Let's see how we do. Little bit long, not bad for a first opening shot. Okay, these destroyers are quite dangerous actually. German destroyers in this game are really good. In real life they weren't so, because they had a lot of problems that don't translate very well into a game. Usually they try to put too much things in too limited of a displacement, and that translated into not really tough ships. They were very vulnerable to damage, and some series of German destroyers carried 6-inch guns, which were too big for a ship that size. So yeah, well, let's check. We are unmasking. No, we don't. We still don't have the aft batteries unmasked. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Check our previous round went past. Alright, so let's go back. They were pretty much on a spot in what regards to bearing, so I'm going to correct the same way. Information, yeah, we were way past. We're going to decrease that for maybe 3 degrees and a half, reduce it to 17.7 or so, and try our luck. Okay, we are pretty much on target. Now, of course, this is a very unfair engagement. 2 destroyers versus a cruiser, they had no chance. Which is correct historically. I mean, destroyers were very useful ships, but they weren't really great versus a much bigger ship. Which is obviously the scenario you see in games like World of Warships, for instance. A destroyer can easily deal with an enemy battleship and even with a cruiser, which in real life wasn't the case. Okay, little bit of starboard rudder to finally unmask our... There we go, we have the full battery on the enemy. I was checking how our shots were falling. They were falling mostly on the front, so I may be compensating too much for the wind. So this time I'm going to compensate a little bit less. Shoot on this bearing. We were pretty much on target. They have moved a little bit closer, not much, but I'm going to reduce my elevation to 17.4. That should be more than enough. 17.7, which was the elevation before, says it's in green, which means we should be there, but I think reducing it will be good. And yeah, it is! Those were at least 2 hits. And destroyers feel the hits really, really weakly. Okay, no hits in return so far. Yeah, this guy is already looking worried, sitting very low on water. Okay, let's little bit of port, rather not a lot, but a little bit. We should be even closer than before, not by a lot, but a little bit closer. Again, correcting for the wind. We don't have information on the elevation we need to shoot at, but I'm going to go for gut feeling and fire at 17.1. And since we are pretty much on target, yeah, wow, okay, that's sinking. That one's sinking. That was pretty weak. Okay, one hit in the upper works, no worries. Ships get total and completely repaired between battles, so getting hit is not really problematic. Okay, now we are going to acquire Z1 leverage mass and compensate for the wind a little bit less there. Now let me check. Well, we are pretty much at the same range actually. We need a little bit more elevation, but not by a lot. Maybe a couple of degrees would be enough. Yeah, I'm going to fire at exactly 19 degrees and see what we do with that. Since, yeah, very close. He's moving closer. Probably he's going to try to do a torpedo run, but I'm pretty sure we can deal with him before he closes enough. Okay, I'm going to turn a little bit port because I want to keep the merchant at a decent range while we deal with this dude. So 19 degrees was too much. I'm going to fire on this bearing, reduce it by maybe 3 degrees and fire at 16.1 for instance. Seems pretty much on target, yeah, a couple hits. Okay, he's popping smoke. He's giving up on his ideas of coming and shooting and getting lobbing torpedoes towards me. Okay, again a little bit of port rudder. Very wide turn towards the enemy merchant while we finish off this dude. Fire on this bearing. Should be a little bit closer than before, yes. So we are going to reduce range to an elevation to 15.5 and see what we do. Well, perfect bracket of shots. We are on top of him. Again, let's keep a very soft turn towards port to keep chasing the merchant. There we are again a little bit closer than before, so reducing to 15.2 should be good enough. And seems it is. Big explosion there. Since one of the torpedo tubes, probably. Keep the same idea of movement. Slight turn towards port. He has turned a little bit away, so this time I'm not going to change elevation. We should be pretty much on top of target. I might even increase it a little bit, maybe 15.4. And open up. Still a little bit short, but he's burning. He's laying very low on water. Okay, again. Turning port. Gonna increase the angle this time by almost 1 degree, but first we are going to correct for the wind. There, increasing the angle to 16.3. Okay, after batteries are not firing. Okay, the range is a little bit past, so next one should be pretty much on target. Not going to turn this time because I want to unmask the batteries. There we go. Adjust for the wind. We should be pretty much on target. I don't know if we have shortened the range enough, so I'm going to reduce it by 0.1 degree. Just to make sure that we are not past. And still... No, okay, this time we shot very close, but it was a bearing that forced our miss. Keep on the same bearing or heading. Okay, I'm going to increase the compensation for the wind there. Should be pretty much on target. Again, I'm going to increase by 0.1, like so. This time we are on target. Big hit there. It's almost not moving at all anymore since we have disabled the propulsion. Okay, one hit, but a destroyer hit on a cruiser is not a big deal, especially not at those ranges. Alright, adjust for the wind, maybe even a little bit less there. We should be pretty much on top of it. This elevation not going to change it. And we are... Wow, that was what the luck. Actually, it's barely moving, and we are... Yeah, we are moving closer with its movement phase, so probably I'm going to reduce the elevation in the next one by half a degree, probably. 15.8 probably. I'm going to leave it there, adjust for the wind, of course. I almost forgot. Like so. Well, maybe even a bit more. Like so. And open fire. On top of target. 2 hits. Yeah, he's barely moving. He's really damaged. He's hitting back, but again, destroyer ammunition on a cruiser. It's not going to be a very big headache. Okay, moving forward. We are on top of this guy. We should be pretty much on the same elevation, so I'm not going to change it. Big explosion. Is it sinking? Not sure. See, should be soon enough, actually. I mean, it's extreme. Yeah. No, not sinking yet. The dude is still firing. Hitting. Okay, this should do it. He's on the same bearing. We are a little bit closer. I'm going to reduce it to 15.5, like so. Open fire. Target, and now he's sinking. So it's only the freighter remaining. So freighter is at 16,000 yards, more or less. It's moving at 18 knots. I'm going to keep this heading. Of course, I'm not going to be able to shoot with my aft turrets, but okay, not a big deal. Let me check. So should be bigger elevation than what we had before. We were at 15.5. I'm going to increase it to 17.5, or almost 18 actually, and see how do we do in that elevation. Well, we are pretty much on top of it. That was a pretty good estimation. We need to correct bearing a little bit. That shouldn't be a problem. We are moving much faster. We are closing the range, so we have to reduce by 0.5 or so. I'm going to increase a little bit how much I compensate for the wind. Open up. We are on top of him. Wow! Okay, whatever is carrying is highly explosive. Explosive, yeah. Flammable. Don't smoke. Don't smoke on this ship. And please don't shoot it with 6-inch guns either. Okay, there it goes. And again, solid hits. And yeah, it's a goner. So yeah, that was a very fast scenario. We get a total of 13.2 thousand prestige or renown. We sunk 2 destroyers and we sunk the freighter. Okay, I think we have time for one more, so let's go back, check what's on the 6th mission next. Ooh, submarines. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I don't want Jamaica on this, obviously. I want to purchase another destroyer, and I think I-class are pretty good for anti-submarine work. They are 5,300 renown, not expensive, not especially expensive. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy it. Okay, so we get Icarus and Rex, and we attack. Okay, let's go. So we have both of... Oh, he's firing torpedoes already. Okay, that's pretty nasty. Okay, one to the front, one behind, and this one has fire torpedoes. Okay, Icarus is going to go for this dude. Flag speed. Move towards him. let's try to present a front aspect so we don't get hit. Let's select our star cell, fire it at around 10 degrees, like so. And with this dude we are going to go for the aft one. It's much closer also. Also, what I'm going to do with this dude is I'm going to try something very nasty. Let's see if it works. It's at 3,000 yards, right? So I'm not no star cell for this dude. For this dude I'm going to give a little bit of a surprise. Do we have any idea? Yeah, he's moving. Yeah, he's facing mostly towards us. So I'm going to put one torpedo here, torpedo here, torpedo here, torpedo here, torpedo here, torpedo here. I'm going to keep the gap constant. Torpedo here, another one here, and another one here, and fire my torpedoes. In a very tight arc, close to him. So he has to go and dive if he wants to avoid the torpedoes. But if he dives, he can't shoot. Oh, he's surviving! What the... Now that's ballsy. Okay. Well, that's one less. Good. That's one submarine less to worry about. Dude, this guy really surfaced it? Or was the other one? I think it was this one. Okay, we can see the tracks of the torpedoes. If we keep this direction, we are not going to get hit. So keep on going. We actually have a radar contact. He's surfaced. He's on the surface. Yeah, he is. Okay, elevation 6.6. We really need to see this guy, so I'm going to fire star cell over him. There he is. Now we can see him. Now let's turn with this one and also fire some star cells. Actually, I'm going to try to hit him. No, star cells, star cells. From this range, it's much more probable that I can light him up. Not so likely that I'm going to actually be able to hit him. Okay, torpedoes passing harmlessly. That was ballsy. He's still in the surface. Okay, if this is what you want, I'm going to ram you. I'm perfectly fine with that. Excuse me. I'm perfectly fine with that. Uh, 4.8 elevation, it seems. So I'm going to change to high explosive. Wind is blowing towards him. Ballsy guy. Really? Are you fighting in the surface versus two destroyers? So like, I think I'm so close that I'm... Nah. Yeah, I'm going to trust the estimation. 4.7. Okay, one hit. Meanwhile, with this, we want to go there. Keep the star cells up. Keep him in light up. Okay, torpedoes are moving closer to Icarus. Ooh, torpedo! Okay, so we have to turn left. Okay, because otherwise we are going to get hit. Well, also we have to turn left because I want to ram this dude. So perfectly fine with me. Look at him, ballsy guy. Okay, reduce it to 2.4. Fire. Another hit. Keep this up. More star cells. We want to keep the place light up. Okay. He's missed, of course, because it's very hard to hit a maneuvering destroyer. With just one torpedo. And you know what? I'm going to try it. I don't know if we are too close. Yeah, we are too close to that to do that. But we are going to totally ram this dude. Look at it. We are so close we can't even see him. We actually need to shoot downwards here. I'm going to shoot at -1. No, even more, -2 degrees. And we hit. We need to be careful. This torpedo is coming in this direction. Won't hit us, I think, but we need to turn for the next turn. Okay, fire. And now either he dives or he doesn't. Yeah, that one also missed. He's diving. Yeah, of course. But I think we can still ram him. And at any rate, if we turn towards port, reduce the speed to 1/3, is enough to ram him and sink him. Of course, well, we also cause damage to ourselves. But that's a rammed U-boat. And just for the sake of it, let's fire. And we are done! That's 2 submarines destroyed. 2 Balsy submarines destroyed. One of them sank because he didn't see the torpedoes coming, and the other one sank because he was too ballsy to fight underwater. He wanted to go on the surface. Yep, that's the trick with submarines. You want to force them down. If they stay in the surface, just be unpredictable to skip to avoid their torpedoes, and sooner or later they will be forced to dive. And then you go for them, you drop the depth charges, or you ram them. Or use a heavy hull, of course. But that's it. 3 stars. Complete. Continue. Okay, what's next? Next is one submarine and one commerce radar. This should be interesting, but this will be in the next chapter of this Let's Play. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this, I hope you had fun, I hope you are liking this game. I'm enjoying it a lot. Thank you very much for watching and see you later.